Evicting a tenant can seem like a complicated undertaking, but in this video, we'll quickly explain eviction laws in Texas and how to recover your property in 5 simple steps. First, what is an eviction? Eviction is the process of legally removing a tenant. It's illegal for a landlord to change locks or physically remove a tenant themselves. So if the renter refuses to leave after violating their lease, you must seek an eviction from the court. The process for simply terminating a lease differs from that of an eviction. Lease terminations require proper notice from the landlord or tenant, and state requirements can be found on our website. Legal reasons for eviction in Texas. A landlord only has grounds to evict a tenant for reasons allowable in the state. The first step in the eviction process is to give the lessee one of the following notices. Non-payment of rent. If the tenant is late on rent, you can serve a 3-day notice to pay or quit. This gives them 3 days to pay rent in full, along with any penalties, or vacate the property. Non-compliance. If the tenant engages in a lease violation, such as harboring an unauthorized pet or unpermitted subletting, a non-compliance notice gives them 3 days to either comply with the lease or vacate the property. Rent grace period. In Texas, there is no rent grace period. Rent is due on the due date. A notice to quit can be served if the rent is only 1 day late. 5 steps to legally evicting a tenant in Texas. Serve the notice to quit. Choose the form you need and download or fill it out on eForms.com. Post it on the tenant's door and send it via certified mail with a return receipt requested via USPS, and make copies in case you need them in court. You must wait for the specified number of days allowed by the state before taking further action. File eviction papers with the court. If the tenant hasn't fixed the issue and remains on the property, you can proceed to the Texas Justice Court where the property is located. You'll need to file a complaint for eviction, case information sheet, and a military service affidavit. These forms must be notarized before filing. Tenant's answer. After the filing, the tenant will have the opportunity to file an answer, which lets them tell their side of the story. After receiving the answer, the court will schedule a hearing. Attend the hearing. At the hearing, the judge will reach a ruling. If the tenant doesn't attend, or if the judge rules in your favor, a judgment will be issued which will order the tenant to vacate. Removing the tenant. If the landlord prevails in court, the tenant has 5 days to appeal. If the tenant does not appeal and remains on the premises, you can request a writ of possession from the court, which, if granted, authorizes the sheriff to remove the tenant. Damages. Often the tenant's security deposit does not cover total losses. If damages are not awarded at the hearing, you may be able to recover past due rent and court fees through small claims court. Now you can get eviction proceedings started. Get eviction forms, court documents, and all other information you'll need at the link below for free.